Bad test taker is a fake identity, and it's the reason students stay 30 points below the score that they could actually hit. Meet Kamal, a med student with a critical comp exam in 10 days. He's done well in his classes, but his standardized exam scores have always come in below what he knows. The problem isn't intelligence or effort. It's the same one I see in almost every student with that label, bad test taker. Watch as we identify what's getting in his way. Then stick around for the fix that took one of my students from a 200 to a 245 in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So at this point of my studying, I am at a position where I feel like my chances of still passing are pretty slim because when I was preparing for my second attempt, like there were times when I felt pretty good. I felt like I'd studied a lot, put in a lot of effort that there's no way I could possibly plateau on another practice test because I used to take practice tests like weekly and I was plateauing for like 4 weeks. And when I took my practice exam that I took a week before my second attempt, and I saw the score that it had actually gone down from where it was before, whereas I was expecting a score increase. That kind of shocked me to the point where, to this day, I'm still kind of shocked by that. I feel like I've come to a point where I feel like I don't know what I should do to even succeed on this exam, and I don't even know if what I'm doing is working. So
I would be careful about using circumstances or experiences as a justification for what it is that you're doing. Instead, I would put the locus of control in something that you can control. So instead say, I have not yet developed the coping skills to overcome my past disappointments.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Hmm.
It seems like a very subtle difference, but if you say, oh man, like I get really down whenever I think about this test, and like that's the reason that I'm not studying, that is true, and there's nothing you can do to change that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Whereas if you say, God, I had a really disappointing experience and I haven't yet developed the coping skills to let's go up immensely. All skills are really just combinations of smaller skills.
Hmm.
So when someone says I'm a bad test taker, that's not really true, right? Like it's extremely rare that there is someone who has some sort of intellectual disability that prevents them from scoring well on tests. What's actually true is that they don't have the skills yet to do well on tests.
Hmm.
And so when you think about it as a skill gap, now it becomes, oh, okay, well, how can I learn those skills?
Yeah, I'm slow to adapt to different types
I
of
would just say
challenges.
like I have yet not figured out how to adapt like and to adapt my skills to, like faster. Put it in something that you can control,
Uh-huh.
right? Don't make this an identity thing of like I'm the kind of person that like takes a really long time to, adapt to a new system,
Uh-huh.
right? Because if you say that, then you're kind of like telling yourself, "Oh yeah, no, I'm probably not going to do very well on this." You're giving
Yeah.
yourself an out.
Okay.
Instead, say, "Yeah, I have not yet figured out how to sort of break down a large skill into smaller skills and master each of those pieces." Yeah, because you've got two choices. You can either hope and pray that on the day of your test, you're going to read the sentences and think about it under this time pressure and like, you know, the external pressures, and you're going to be able to make sense of all the sentences.
Uh-huh.
It's possible, probably not likely. Or you can process all of that information beforehand, and so that you know the classic presentations and why they present that way for 90% of the conditions. Now, who do
Uh-huh.
you think is going to read the questions faster and get more questions correct on vignettes on their test?
Someone who's able to like like map out the chronology in their head as a reason question.
Yeah, exactly. Right? The person that's already processed all that information and already knows it, as opposed to the one that's like trying to make sense of it as they're reading the question and they've never
Hmm.
really tried to put it together.
Yeah.
So this is like a cheat sheet. I mean, we had one student, if you're a medical student or a doctor preparing for either the USMLEs or COMLEX or one of your medical board exams, then be sure to sign up for our free 14-step program where we'll walk you through the most efficient ways for you to improve your score in a short period of time. And if you're interested in getting there faster, be sure to book a free call with our team where we'll break down what it is that's holding you back and, if it makes sense, explain how it is that we can help you to get there more efficiently.